Hi, this is Brendan Smiley from thirstgym.com. Today we're going to talk about an exercise called the Dimel Deadlift. It's a fantastic glute and hamstring exercise used to help your lockout on your deadlift or improve the stretch shortening cycle of your hamstrings if you happen to be an athlete. I generally find myself programming this more so with strength sport athletes that are struggling with their deadlift lockout and their positioning, but you could definitely make a case for it for athletics as well. But I would definitely say there's two main things you want to focus on in this exercise. Number one, you can hinge really well. If your hinge pattern needs a tremendous amount of work, this is not a good exercise for you. I would just recommend working on your quality RDLs or any RDL variation, and you'll probably get more bang for your buck from that. So as long as you can hinge. And the second thing is, I definitely want to make this very, very clear that this is not an exercise aimed at using a ton of weight. The Dimel Deadlift is explosive and high rep. So think of this as almost a kettlebell swing with a barbell and a conventional stance. So if I was usually going to try to bring up somebody's deadlift conventionally, I really like the Dimel Deadlift. And honestly, for sumo deadlifters, I really like either the chair deadlift or the kettlebell swing. Both those videos we have filmed on our YouTube channel. But in general, this is a fantastic exercise regardless, as long as you can do those things. So I talk about lightweight, and what I really want to emphasize here is that usually 20-25% of your deadlift 1 rep max is about the heaviest you want to go in this exercise. When I was a 500-pound puller competitively, I never went past 135. It doesn't have the benefit. You can't be as explosive as possible, and considering we're doing this on average for 15 to 25 reps, that's a lot of time and attention on the glutes and hamstrings. And so by having the weights light and ballistic, you're going to get plenty from it, and you're going to fry your glutes and hamstrings. So here's what we're going to do. We got our deadlift bar here, and I've just got 88 pounds on here. So for me, this is certainly, not light, but it's definitely not heavy, okay? I could definitely deadlift this a bajillion times if I really wanted to. This is all the heaviest I'm gonna go today to show this exercise. And then we're gonna basically perform an RDL, but we're gonna do it ballistically and fast. We're gonna come to the top of the kneecaps, and then we're gonna use our glutes and our hamstrings, bring the bar close, squeeze my butt really hard, and then we're just going to be able to do that as fast as possible. And obviously going down and up is 1 rep. I'm not going to count how many reps I'm doing, but I'm just going to give you a good demonstration of what it should look like. I'm going to pick the bar up, keep it in here in my pocket, heel heavy, making full foot contact. I'm going to hinge down. So the main thing you really want to focus on is keeping that locked into your thighs, and as you come forward, thrust it forward and right back down. You should be able to hear the weights click a little bit while you're doing this, especially if you happen to be a stronger guy, and you're using anything over a plate, especially a metal plate. You're going to hear the clicking quite a bit. That's really what we're after here. So that should give you a pretty good demonstration. When it comes to programming, we talked 20-25% of your deadlift max at the absolute most. Again, this is not an exercise aimed at improving the weight. It's aimed at improving the speed and focusing on good quality glute lockouts and hinging. And the second thing is, you usually want to do this for about 3 to 5 sets. So I would say, depending upon where you're at in your training program and things like that and how new you are to this, build in slowly for sure. But once you get the hang of it, I've definitely programmed this for 5 sets of 20 to cap off some athletes' training programs and fly their glutes and hamstrings to help bring their deadlift up. So that is the Dimel Deadlift. If you have any questions about it, I know it seems kind of simple, but I promise if it's not looking fast like what I was doing, it's probably too heavy. This is not one of those things where you're going to go slow. And again, it's also not one of those things that you're going to do really heavy. So if you got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.